Dark Sector. Man, Dark Sector. You see, I had this game on PS3 as an early teen and I loved it. Nowadays, I knew it was probably generic and lacking in content, but I wanted to revisit it. Someone threw it in the video suggestion chat in Discord, and I considered it a sign. It was time to finally check it out. Relive those early memories and all that jazz. So how exactly did that go? Not well. Dark Sector takes place in a fictional country that borders the Soviet Union somewhere. Residents found an abandoned submarine, and inside was a deadly virus that turned people into mutated monsters. Fast forward, and now the protagonist, Hayden Tenno, is infiltrating an area where the infection is rampant. Hayden works for the CIA and was tasked to figure out what's going on. I find it weird he's sent in with just a handgun, but whatever. The military is trying to contain the virus while some dude is trying to spread it because he can create a utopia if everyone is infected, but I'm not exactly sure how that would be a utopia. Look, I'm reading this off the Wikipedia page because the game doesn't do quite a good job of explaining what's happening. Hayden ends up getting infected with the virus, but he's able to harness it. See, most people go mad because of the pain. They aren't zombies, just people who can't stand the pain. I think I understood that right. Since Hayden has some rare condition that makes it to where he can't feel pain, he can instead use the abilities the virus creates, such as the glaive, this awesome boomerang thingy. You know what it is. It's the main gimmick of the game. It's all over the box art. The gameplay is simple. Run straight and kill the dudes. At first, you can only throw the glaive, but at scripted moments, you unlock better abilities. You can perform a powerful throw if timed correctly. You can manually control it if you're seeking accuracy. There's more, although I didn't get quite far enough to discover it. You see, 2022 was going to be the year I beat games, but I felt no motivation to complete this one. There's so many problems, and you know, the video suggestion sheet grows, and there's probably much better games in this list, which, by the way, I'll start including the sheet in the description of each video. However, I still wanted to talk about Dark Sector because misery loves company, I suppose. I put my time into this, and I'm going to make sure you see the time I put into it. First off, what the heck is that? Dark Sector's PC port is just a straight copy and paste job from console. They added a menu interface and a keyboard mouse controls, but that's about it. It's not proper widescreen out of box, although there are fixes for this on the Steam community page. You can also tweak the FOV if you want. No matter what I did though, I still saw these graphical bugs while playing in widescreen. It's not like I'm forcing it. You can choose it in the options menu. Maybe I did the fix wrong, or maybe a Windows update broke it, but I don't know. I read that it's a post-processing bug, but I saw it even when it was off. I tried everything, but it didn't really bother me. I was distracted by everything else anyway. As far as the rest of the visuals go, it's kind of a toss-up. Sometimes there's just amazing-looking environments. Others look like everything's been made with plastic. The moment I'm ready to call the graphics bad, there's a new area waiting to surprise me, so it has its moments for sure. Since the graphics talk mentioned bugs, let's talk about the best glitch ever. Sometimes dudes will just spin. I think it only happens on death, but I could be wrong. Regardless, it's absolutely hilarious. Look at him go. Alright, so why do I hate this game truly? It's the gameplay. Like, the story's poorly told, but that also creates some kind of intrigue. You want to figure out what's going on and what all this stuff is. And the graphics are pretty good. The sound, the voice acting, all that's fine. But the gameplay is the absolute worst part. And I've talked about this before, mostly on stream. I prefer gameplay over anything else. If the gameplay's not good, I'm not going to enjoy it. I think that's an important thing to get out there, because I know there's people out there that, you know, are okay with a great story, even if it means the gameplay suffers from it. That's not me. It's why I don't like those Telltale games. Yeah, the gameplay's not necessarily bad in those, but it's also just like an interactive novel. It's why I don't like David Cage games. Well, that's not the only reason why I don't like David Cage games, but let's not get into that. Anyway, I'm throwing all this out there because this game seems to have pretty okay reviews, not just then, but also now. So, give it a little bit of context. If the gameplay is garbage, I'm not going to enjoy the game. So, let's get into it. First, this game's a cover shooter. It's a PS3 360 game, so don't be surprised. However, they decided to give Hayden that hard-to-steer, low camera sprint. It's so annoying. Next, as I showed in the beginning, the melee absolutely sucks. It really doesn't work unless the enemy's in a stun-like phase, and even then it's more of a button prompt. There's enemies who get in your face, and you cannot trust this melee attack. At the same time, there's enemies that keep their distance. Your glaive does have a set range, and even when the pistol is upgraded with better accuracy, or even if you have an assault rifle, everything seems to be so inaccurate, and it doesn't help that the reticle is a circle. There's one engagement where you're given a turret, and it's disgustingly inaccurate, so if your enemy is in your face, it's a struggle. If they're at a distance, it's a struggle. The best fights are the ones where there's only a few targets because it allows you to close or extend the distance. Unfortunately, most of the time you're being bombarded, meaning you'll have to wait till the enemy gets close or get a lucky headshot with the pistol or something. It doesn't help that they kind of funnel you through kind of tight little areas where there's not really many places to navigate or outflank your enemy. And there's times where I can see them coming out from behind somewhere like a monster closet, and they just keep coming when I know there's not that many people who can hide back there. There's not enough room for that. It's a slog. It's an absolute slog. It's not a fun game, and Kid Me must have had some lenient tastes, or they were worse than they are now. Who knows? Before I can call a video there and recommend you don't pay $9.99 for the Steam version, I must do the obligatory Warframe mention. Probably saved myself a few emails there. Digital Extremes wanted to make a Warframe game way before Warframe. The first trailer of Dark Sector was shown at E3 2005. After the publisher and whoever else meddled with development, we got Dark Sector. A game that was a lot like other games at the time, including zombie-like enemies. Right now, everything has to have a Battle Royale mode, but back then it was all zombies, baby. I low-key kind of miss it. So Digital Extremes obviously got to make their Warframe eventually, and that game is fun from what I remember, but I haven't played it in a very, very, very long time. Warframe is also free. Dark Sector isn't. Play the better game, the one that Digital Extremes originally had envisioned, the one that's free. Dark Sector isn't worth it. Plain and simple. There's not much more to say, really. The next video will be another racing review if I planned right, so look forward to that. Until then, play some good games. Come say hi in the CD-ROM Fossil Discord. Links to that and other things are in the description. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go take a nap because this game exhausted me.